This is Stevie calling in from Texas. Hi, Stevie.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going. How are
Hi.
you?
Doing good, doing good. I heard you guys were talking earlier, and I think it was Taylor that kind of suggested, it may not be a good idea to share our faith, and I just disagreed with that. So I figured I'd call in, and I really enjoyed the last conversation I had with the lady, and she seemed super sweet. I think y'all gave her great advice, but maybe she needs God. Maybe that's something
Well,
else that we could recommend to her.
no, certainly not. But Stevie, continue. Tell us more about why you believe that when we said we shouldn't be. Actually, Taylor, do you have a response? Because actually, it was sort of like how you had mentioned the.
I didn't really say that you shouldn't tell people about your religion. I was saying that to think that I think it can be prideful to think that you have all the answers and nobody else does. That like you have the only right answer to how to live life, what to believe in. You have the answers to how the earth was created, what happens in the afterlife. I think that can get pretty arrogant. And I don't there are Christians out there, obviously, who say, this is what I think it is, and it might not be. But I meet more Christians who are like, no, I for sure have all the right answers, and you do not. And so then, because of that, they look at people like they are lost or dysfunctional or something like that.
Okay, well, I agree with you for the most part. I mean, I definitely don't feel that we should be prideful or come off in that way at all. At the same time, if it is the truth, then then it's the truth. You know what I mean? Now, that being said, I can't say with 100% certainty that it is the truth, but I do believe to a high degree of certainty that it is, and that would be my belief. Does that answer, or does that kind of answer the question?
Yeah, but I think kind of where the problem comes in is like then there's these teachings of you cannot be happy if you're not believing what I'm believing, or like there's a lot of Christians out there who tell me I will never have peace, I will never be happy, I'm going to burn in hell, like just all of these things, and that to me comes off pretty arrogant. Do you not think so? I have the only right way of living.
Yeah, I agree. And I think even recommending that Pip, who had called before, that they find like that maybe God would be helpful to them. Like that feels arrogant to me because I don't think that has anything to do with the question that they were asking.
Yeah, what was that?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of people that struggle with addiction, that struggle with all kinds of issues. And the only thing that gets them over the line is their faith in God. So I certainly don't think it would hurt for her to explore her faith and see if there's anything there.
I just want to note that Pip's pronouns are they, them. Just wanted to note that. But I think that there is absolutely an argument to be made for some forms of faith being, some forms, if not all forms, being hurtful. I mean, I don't know if you heard the very first call that you did, because that was what you were talking about with Taylor. That very first call was a person who was sharing that purity is the highest virtue, and their version of purity means that you are only sleeping with your person that you've married, which can be harmful, that we should not feel pride in our sexuality or our bodies, which is very harmful and wouldn't help someone like Pip. That would make it so much harder. I think what Pip needs is, I'm sorry, I'm like using Pip in this whole thing. Poor thing did not ask to be used as an example, but when you're dealing with something like being rejected or whatever, like religion doesn't need to be the thing that helps you. It can also be therapy and other behavioral treatments. You don't need God for that.
Well, I mean, I believe everybody needs God, but that's certainly, there's other remedies that she can try to go for. But I think what it boils down to is,
wait, again, Stevie, Pip's pronouns, Pip's pronouns are they, them, not she.
Okay. Well, I'm going to have a hard time remembering that. So maybe we just come up with a different subject for a different analogy.
No, you won't. Stevie, you're not going to have a hard time remembering that.
You're in a single conversation right now. A single conversation.
The only person that we're talking about use they, them pronouns. You're not going to have a hard time remembering that you just don't want to use those pronouns.
Well, I mean, if I thought I was Superman, I wouldn't want you to, you would be harming me by calling me Superman. You know what I mean? Like if I go and jump off a building because I think I'm Superman and I die, and you were the one that was kind of encouraging me. Yeah, you're Superman. You're Superman. I think we have to, by loving people means telling them the truth. That's actually what I was going to say. Well, I mean,
that is literally the dumbest analogy I've ever heard in my entire life.
I don't even understand what you're talking about.
There are people, though, that identify as a superhero. Do you disagree with that?
What are you talking about? Who?
I said there are people in this world that identify as a superhero. So do you think that's wrong?
Who? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. Who identifies as a superhero?
I've seen them on the news. I've seen there's people in this world who identify as Batman, as Superman. There's people that drive around in Batmobiles. I'm sure if you haven't seen it online, maybe you just haven't looked, but it's definitely out
Stevie,
there. People out there
I genuinely don't think you're so like you can't think about the fact that
wrong?
One is that.
I just want to make that
Stevie,
clear.
Let me talk for a second.
I think that's not real, is what I think.
There's a difference between somebody not conforming to gender ideologies and somebody saying they have superpowers. We know that people cannot have superpowers. We also know that people don't have to conform to gender norms if they don't want to. So I'm just not sure. It just doesn't work. I don't know. I know you want it to because you want it to seem ridiculous, but it's ridiculous.
It's also not ridiculous.
I thought this was like I didn't know you guys deny science here. I thought this was like
You're denying science. You are denying science.
I mean, you guys are
people being on
that a woman can be a man. That is denying science.
You actually, Stevie, you are demonstrating to me that you don't know science, and that you don't care to know science. There are people who, first of all, a gender identity is something that is a social construct. So you are allowed to identify as she, her, he, him, they, them. Or whatever. There are other personal pronouns also, and it doesn't make a difference. The only reason that you're butthurt about it is because this is a person who is demonstrating something that's different to you and you feel scared. There's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't affect your day-to-day life whatsoever. Stevie, and again, a person who is identifying as a believer in God.
I just don't feel that
You are upset.
I'm not upset about it. I just don't feel that I should have to conform to somebody else's imagination.
Okay, so then I'm going to call you. I'm going to call you she, her. I'm going to call you she, her, and I'm going to refer to you only with women's pronouns. Okay. I think honestly, this has been
you're accusing me of doing. I think that's kind of hypocritical, but
you're tremendously. But if you're going to do it, then why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't I?
Stevie,
you are being tremendous.
Doesn't that make sense though? I mean, why should
it's
I have
always
to
the God it's always the godly people that want to be the most judgmental people. You want to preach love and you want to preach acceptance. It is judgmental. It is judgmental. What the fuck difference does it make to you if Pip or anybody else identifies as they, them? You just don't like it. And so now you've decided you can't accept it. That is judgment, which is exactly what your God says you should be avoiding. And you insist on doing anyway for no reason. Unbelievable.
I'm not
I so
deny
badly
science.
want to be
You guys
proven
are science
wrong.
deniers. I mean, you guys are
it is
totally
not
science
Stevie.
deniers. I
Stevie.
mean, the science is the science. You can't just make it up.
Stevie. Okay. Do you think
You guys don't like what I'm saying, and you're trying to interrupt me.
Stevie, can you let me talk? Do you think that
It's not your show.
Do you think gender is concrete? Do you think it always stays the same? Gender always stays the same.
I think for thousands of years, gender and sex has been exactly the same for thousands of years.
Well,
now
and
you
so you
change
know
the
that they
definition,
them
and you expect
they them pronouns have existed for thousands of years. They them pronouns have existed for thousands of years, Stevie.
How do you know that?
Do you think it's new?
Tell me the evidence you have for that.
Because it's
Show me the evidence for
documented.
that,
It's documented. I will
where?
find it. It's documented in history all throughout time. It's documented in William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare documented it.
So, Stevie.
Sorry, go
Is
ahead.
that how old the world is?
When we talk about like, so how do you feel about like how people express their gender? Is that always concrete as well to you? Do you think that's always been concrete?
No, I mean, I fully believe that if somebody wants to believe that they're something else, that's totally on them. It's just when it comes to
that's not what I asked you. That is not what I asked you.
That's where I draw the line.
That's not what I asked you.
Okay, repeat the question, please.
Do people express gender? Have people always expressed gender the same way? Is that a concrete thing? How people express gender?
I think for thousands of years, the answer would be yes. The vast majority, if not the entire world.
Do you think?
I mean, maybe you have the
Do you think makeup is feminine?
And all that.
Do you think dresses are feminine?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, well, makeup was originally made for men, and men have worn dresses, so I'm just like confused. Was something wrong with them thousands of years ago? Was something wrong with Jesus when he wore a robe that looks like a dress?
I mean, it's definitely not a dress. You could try to compare it, but it just doesn't work.
It does work.
Okay.
You've just decided it doesn't work because it doesn't fit your narrative. I would also like to bring to your attention that gender neutral pronouns like they, them have gone back as far as the 14th century, the 1300s.
Wow, congratulations. The world is a lot older than that. So my point rests. Thank you.
Okay. Stevie, I need you to lock in for a second, okay? So gender is something that we
you kind of busted
perform.
yourself right there.
I'm muting you because you're such a fucking asswipe. I can't take it anymore. I'm gonna end up with like a Matt Dillahunty reputation because of people like this. I did not undo anything. You are just upset that gender neutral pronouns have existed for centuries. It is not new. Gender neutral pronouns also exist currently and have always existed in other cultures. Like in the Polynesian Islands, they have more than they, them. They have multiple gender neutral ways to address people. So you have just decided that it doesn't fit your Christian purity culture narrative because you want a nuclear household with a father and a mother. And that is the world that makes sense to you. And I hear it and I get it, but I'm telling you right now, you're wrong. I told you that you're wrong and you don't like my answer. So I think that you get to actually respect the fact that I found the answer that you were looking for. You want me to go back before recorded history and figure out when the first person decided that they were gender neutral before pronouns even mattered? That doesn't make sense. We created gender pronouns as the world evolved. This is something humans literally made that up.
Stevie, I also have a very important question. How you believe that this is scientific and we're denying science. Why do we use he, him pronouns for God?
I'm unmuting you now. Hold on, Stevie. Okay, you're unmuted.
Look, I just want to clear the air. I didn't come on here to, get into a fiery debate with you guys on this topic.
Yeah, but then you were disrespectful, and so now you are. Now you're in the debate, and you.
No, I'm I'm just pointing out the inconsistencies in your argument. Okay, the 14th
Okay,
century.
can you
just so
answer
you know,
my question?
There was a lot of centuries before that. You know what I mean? So I
Can
just
you
don't think
answer
it's
my
a good
question?
argument. But yes, would you mind restating it?
Yeah. Why do you call God he, him? To you, what
That's
is
what
a
God
man?
refers
What is a
to
man?
himself.
What is a man?
A man is somebody born with Y chromosome. That would be a man, and a woman doesn't have a Y chromosome. But what do you think a woman is?
Was God born with that, Stevie?
God is
No,
not a
he
man.
wasn't. So I guess we shouldn't. I guess we don't have to respect his pronouns, right? He doesn't have
then
the
he's
male
a they,
parts,
them.
right? You're denying science,
That's
Stevie. Why are you denying
That's
science?
how.
You're just
So
going
God
by
is
his
a they,
preferred
them.
pronouns.
That's how God referred to himself. So that's why we call him that. If God referred to himself as something
And
else,
you're
then we
told to
call him that.
respect that, and you're told to respect that, right? So you'll respect that. You've already shown that you don't actually believe what you're saying, and you're willing to respect a hypothetical person in a book, but you won't respect people in real life. Got it. But you don't. And
well, I mean, if it's denying science, if it's false, how can
It's
how
not
can you tell me
denying
to
science.
deny science?
It's not denying
how can
science.
you tell me to call somebody something that they're not? I mean, if they want to feel that way,
you're gonna check in people's pants. You're gonna check in people's pants what they are when we're referring
then why
to
do you want us to call God male? Why do you want us to call God male?
Sorry?
Why do you want us to refer to God as he, him?
I'm just saying that God is referring to himself.
A lot of Christians have a big problem with that. A lot of Christians have a big problem with that.
And he is God, so he can do that.
So rules for thee and not for me. Got it.
I also. What about people who are What about people? What are people who are intersex? People who are born with X. What is your question? Actually, no, I don't. It's my show, so I don't have to answer your question.
Yes, but I mean, we're supposed to have a conversation here. I mean, if
you're being
my house,
disrespectful.
Don't I make the rules in my own house? I'm not being.
I don't believe in God, so I don't believe. I don't believe in. I don't believe in God, so I don't.
So maybe you're being disrespectful to me. You see, maybe you're
How am I being disrespectful to you? How am I being? I don't know.
The same way you're saying I'm being disrespectful doesn't make sense to me, just like it doesn't make sense to you.
No.
I don't want to go in circles like this.
Someone said in chat, what's in God's pants? Someone said that. If he doesn't have what it takes, Stevie, he's not a male, right? Like, I don't understand how you think.
The difference is we had a caller whose pronouns are they, them. I fucking knew it when you said she, her, and I corrected you. And you said she, her pronouns again. I said, okay, he doesn't want to use they, them. You are being disrespectful because I am telling you this is a real person who called, who prefers to be addressed that way. It takes zero effort for you to do that, but you want to make a point to be disrespectful to a person because you don't agree with their lifestyle. Like that person should give a shit what you agree or not agree with. Why should they care? But you are going out of your way to be disrespectful anyway. Now, in response, we are having a discourse about gender pronouns because of the actions that you took. This is in response to you. And the actions you took. You were disrespectful first. This created a conversation that we didn't need to have. This entire conversation would have been avoided if you just refer to them as they, them. And this conversation would not be happening. But instead, this is what you decided to do. I would also like to draw your attention to the fact that there are intersex people who exist whose chromosomes and the way that they present physically don't always align. That is a real group of people that exist. And the group of people that are intersex far outweighs the group of people that are trans in this country. And I guarantee you are the kind of fucker that gives a shit about trans people. So you care more about the trans people that are a minority, but the intersex people we get to ignore because for whatever reason, well, actually not for whatever reason, they just don't fit into your narrative. I think I am done with Stevie as a caller. He just made me so fucking mad and he's so dishonest and I'm dropping him. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Okay.
That was making me so angry. People like that are just so infuriating. Like, actually so infuriating.
And he I don't know. I mean, he just proved with the God's gender thing that he doesn't actually believe that. But I do wonder if he is fundamentalist and he takes the Bible literally, because he keeps saying you deny science, which doesn't make any sense in the first place. But second of all, typically those people believe in a talking snake, that the earth flooded, the entire earth flooded, and somehow Noah built this giant ark and all these animals, like they believe this crazy stuff, but yet they're like, oh, you know what? Calling somebody a different pronoun is just too insane. It's just laughable to me.
That's the thing, is that I'm not asking you to do a lot, and you are insisting on not doing it because you prefer to be disrespectful. That is your preference. And then you're going to go around and preach God and tell people that they should believe in your religion. And Pip, who is a fucking angel, Pip has to go find God. What? So they can end up like you and be judgmental? Right. Fuck out of here. Are you joking?
Right.
What was the point of that? What is the point of you being so self-righteous that everyone needs to find God? But I'm making a request that you refer to someone with the pronouns that make them feel most comfortable in this life, and you can't do it. Grow up. Grow up. And then you want to talk about the science. You're going to go check everyone's pants to see what kind of genitals they have? Okay, you're a pervert. Figure it out. Oh.
Yeah, and I find it ironic that the first thing we talked about when he got in here is like, what do you mean prideful Christians? Well, you gave us an example.
Yes. I just did not have the energy for that. I'm sorry. I actually, you know what's so funny, Taylor? I remember in the beginning of doing this show, when I was doing it with Promise, every now and then we would have a caller and she was like, I can't do it. I need to hang up. And I'd be like, wait, I have more. And I think I did that too. And I'm sorry. But No, it's okay. I now understand how occasionally it's just like, I can't listen to you. I can't listen to him. That was crazy.
No, I understand that, because I unfortunately have people in real life who are exactly like Stevie. Exactly. And some days I deal with it better than others. Like some days I'm like, okay, let me tell you about your inconsistencies. And other days I'm like, fuck you. So
fuck you.
I think that's a normal reaction, because it's just that they can't let their ego go. Like they have to be right and they have to push back. It's just, I don't know. It's whatever. It's annoying.
Miserable.
And disgusting.
Miserable.
Hey guys, thanks for watching that last clip on Chewed Gum. You can catch us live Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Central Time. And please tell your Christian friends to give us a call and let us know why they believe in God. You can also support us by commenting, liking, and subscribing. And head over to patreon.com/calltheline.